Hello Dwarf Fortress friends, hello boys and girls. Let's play Dwarf Fortress again, our Dwarf Fortress Abbeydent. For the third time, the same siege we will see this time. And hopefully the game will not crash and I'll not make any stupid things. Like looking at the fort in stone sands when the game is not saved and stuff like that. Hello Fergo. So we know the siege is coming, it's inevitable, so let's take a look at our melee dwarves. Melee is my ADF squads, so I say this time I will not use the trap, I will not use, but I will also not turtle up and let my marks dwarves do it. I will actually station my melee dwarves here. ADF move to this place. Open tab for the world, for the win. Yeah, open tab. Verko's open tab, and K is here again. Hello K. So and station our archers up here. I'll take the second tower now. I mean the main tower, they are here anyway. So archers are BCE. Station over here. Yeah, we will do the stockpile moving thing later. And oh dear, my hair is so wet. I shouldn't stream so early after shower. I look like balding Hitler. So that stockpiles we will move later. What else could be done before we engage? Make sure nobody's outside. Raise the military alert. Put everyone inside. Nagi, I prepared question for this stream about 4. Is it okay? Of course. Of course, just ask away. Preco says, who has the time to wait for her to drive before Dwarf Fortress? Exactly. I'm glad I made it out of bed today. Yesterday I was reading the Blade Runner book. I mean, the Do Androids Dream About Electric Sheep. I read it to the end. It was okay. And then I watched the Blade Runner movie. The original from the 80s, 1982. The movie is nothing like the book. The movie has some of the atmosphere of the book's atmosphere, some of the book's ideas, but it's completely changed. It's terrible. Well, it's a good movie. It's still a good movie. I understand the movie more than now that I have read the book. I watched the movie without knowing the book, and I said, what the hell is this? Is this the best sci-fi ever? No. Now I like the movie slightly more, but it's still nowhere near how I imagined a movie of this kind of book. I think, and I bet, well, without having seen the new Blade Runner 2049, I think the new movie isn't like the book either, and it never claimed to be. But I thought it would be nice if actually someone would make a more true to the book film adaptation of the Do Androids Dream About Electric Sheep. Maybe that will come. Maybe I will still live long enough to see such movie. And so I went to bed pretty late, and this morning I just didn't feel like getting out of bed. I was watching all kinds of YouTube videos and streams and browsing Imgur for way too long. And now I said, okay, it's enough. You have some duties, like playing Dwarf Fortress. So I'm still thinking, is there anything we can do before the siege starts? I think we have some mining designated that will cause a lot of spam. We have raised the military alert. I think it's fine. We are fine. Fergus says, I saw the first Blade Runner movie, but remember nothing without seeing it. Exactly. That's why I read the book. I said this is the perfect time. I remember absolutely nothing about the movie. Only like the last scene where he fights the android in the skyscraper, or in the high building, or whatever it was, and that I vaguely remembered, but nothing else. Nothing really else. I didn't remember the famous Chinese commercial wall. I didn't remember how the female android prototype Rachel looked. I didn't remember anything about Tyrell, about anything about the story. So I think it's perfect time to read the book. So questions, Dwarf Fortress question. What's the difference between digging in the side of the mountain and digging down with no near mountains for beginners? The difference is when you dig to the side of the mountain, you can build your depot easily, because the wagon just drives on land and then it drives into the mountain, and then it has a safe depot and doesn't have to change height levels. Whereas if you have a flat land and you dig stairs straight down, then you'd have to build your depot on the surface and make a wall out to protect it, or you go like I did with ramps into the earth, so that the wagon can descend the ramp, because the wagons cannot descend stairs, but they can descend a 3-wide ramp. Well, there's basically no difference. Down in the land, you have usually some soil, like one maybe 2 levels, maybe more levels of soil, where you can instantly grow plants. So when you dig straight down, you find yourselves nice couple of levels which have soil where you can grow plants. Whereas when you dig straight into the mountains, you dig into stone, and you have to pour water over the ground to make it muddied and grow plants there. If you need plants growing, if you don't want to depend on plant gathering outside, or whatever else, what are other means of supplying dwarves with drinks. It's pretty much either plant gathering or plant growing, or you bring enough drinks to last until the first caravan, and you better have some trade-worthy items to buy more drinks if you want neither grow nor gather, but only depend on caravans. What is it? Red Sox says, looks like SC got itself a DF module. What is that? SC is Star Citizen? DF is Dwarf Fortress? I don't understand. And Fergus says, doesn't digging down automatically create a ramp on the edges anyway? Well, it does. If you have a flat land and you dig down, it has these little ramps, but then you would have to make it one tile narrower to keep the ramp. So you would have to get narrower and narrower. If you dig straight down, if you channel straight down, you have the ramp, but when you are 2 Z levels deep, then you no longer have the ramp, and your dwarves can't get out anymore. What is this guy doing? Hopefully goes to combat training and stationing. Red Sox says there is a construction ship that lets you build. In Star Citizen, construction ship? No kidding. Really? Lets you build on the ground. Construction ship which lets you build on the ground. Now, what sort of things can you build? I don't understand. That doesn't fit Star Citizen. What can you build your own tavern or whatever, craftsman's workshop, and make woodcrafts in Star Citizen from alien wood? Oh, mining colony construction. So you can colonize a planet. Say, okay, I'm the first one to find this planet. I'll build my own mining colony. Oh, that would be nice, Ferko. Let's build a mining colony in Star Citizen. We'll buy NPC miners, and we'll buy slaves. We'll then make them work in our mining colony, and with their earned money, they will buy our metal. Like the old colonization times. Make slaves and have them ADF. I better station them here. Mining colony, done. We'll make notes. Red Sox says, yes, you can purchase and sell land, claim it in UEE space and otherwise. In UEE space you can claim land? I thought it would make more sense to claim land. I thought all within the UEE, all land within the UEE space is claimed somehow, like all land on Earth belongs to somebody. So I thought only the non-UEE space would be, but yesterday's presentation was good. I watched it. I watched the Star Citizen Con presentation, this hour-long thing, but I didn't notice a mention about you being able to claim land and build your own colony. But it's okay. If it can be done, the better. I'll open these links, Red Sox. Thanks. Outland Pioneer. Oh, I didn't watch. I only watched the keynote basically. I probably didn't watch the other presentations all around and all the panels. So yeah. So, while Force of Darkness has finally arrived, I decided I will keep writing timestamps into the description of the video. So we have 14 minutes mark, siege, because people, if they choose to watch this offline, that they can navigate through this long, hour-long video and okay, this is my newbie squad. Newbie squads are allowed to train further. I've commanded only my elite squads. Look how cave adapted my spear dwarves are. And we've got some invaders and big dog riders. But what I liked about the Star Citizen Con, at least about the keynote, was that now the Star Citizens were seated in a big theater-like hall with seats. The other two Star Citizen events we were crammed in a non-climatized hall where there was everything was super hot and sweaty and no chairs to sit on, and it was really crowded. And I said, wait, and I pay for this? No, never again, I said. Hey, somebody is shooting. Aren't they shooting? No, there are no shootings. What is this? What is this? Copper arrow. Oh, so it's my goblins shooting. Wait a moment, somebody is shooting here. Who the hell is shooting? Are they shooting at the sparrows, maybe? Ah, of course, goblins are shooting at the sparrows. Yeah, so goblins are shooting at... whoever is shooting arrows. What? Ah, okay. So they are really shooting. They are shooting really at my giant sparrows. And first goblin is chased away. Look at this. They are leaving the map already. Kill this guy. He's not supposed to leave the map. Why are they leaving? Maybe I should move my marks. marks over here. The fight will take place at some other place. Second question, what's the difference between embarking in warm environment and hot environment? In hot environment can is more demanding on the physique of the dwarves, and I think in scorching hot environment the dwarves can even die. I have read that they can die as if they in freezing cold environment they can die if they are exposed to freezing cold for long. And in scorching hot, I guess they could die as well if they are exposed to scorching hotness, hot temperatures for long enough. But I'm not really sure. We would have to see scorched climate. So hot. In dry biomes, the difference is availability of water. Murky pools may evaporate during dry seasons in hot areas, usually summer, but can be refilled by rain. In scorching areas, murky pool will dry up immediately. Rivers, however, are unaffected. When embarking in this region, if you have no river or ocean, it is hard to survive in this climate. Your only chance is to find a cave with water. In extremely hot regions, above 10,000 degrees Celsius, dwarfs and livestock may die from the heat, especially if the fat in their bodies, specifically, the fat in their bodies will melt, causing them to bleed to death if they remain outdoors for extended periods of time. So that's what the scorching temperature does. This doesn't happen in hot regions, so hot is still fine. But your murky pools, which are potential source of water, will seasonally dry out and will maybe refilled by rain if you have enough precipitation. And freezing in extremely cold regions below 9.9 thousand degrees Celsius, dwarfs and livestock may succumb to frostbite if they remain outdoors for extended periods of time. Frostbite is succumb is like die to frostbite, right? Goods left outdoors may experience wear at an accelerated rate. Embarked goods should be stored below ground as soon as possible, and a trade depot should be built below ground. Yeah, so that's what the wiki page about climate says. You can look it up there in detail. So it's I'm glad I didn't made it up with the may die. They actually may die, yes. So ADF kill this. There's even another goblin even closer to us. It looks like the closest to us ever is this group. So let's follow this guy. Hey, he is charging. Overcome by terror. Why is he overcome by terror? Is it because of our giant sparrows or something? How come? Hey, whoa, wait. Goblin, giant sparrow. Mace Lord bashes the troll. Mace Lord bashes. Bruising muscle, tearing apart the muscle, bruising the bone. Strikes Mace Lord, shot is blocked, scratches. Misses Mace Lord. Troll has been knocked unconscious. Swordmaster stabs the troll in the head. Fracturing skull, tearing the brain. Yes. That's fun. That's more fun than Magma Trap, isn't it? Swordmaster stabs the troll in the upper body. Tearing the muscle. Stabs the troll in the head. Tearing the brain. I laugh in the face of death. Another Swordmaster strikes the troll in the eyelid with the pommel. Slashes the troll in the foot. Sails off. Lots of troll blood. The goblins are leaving already. Who's kill them all. Don't let them get away. Don't let them get away, I say. Spear Dwarf blocks flying bolt, Swordmaster. Mace Lord, no injuries. That's good. Everything's looking good so far, no injuries at all. I improved my fighting, that was satisfying. Kicks the hammerman in the right ear, collapses into a lump of gore, stabs the big dog with a masterwork steel spear, tearing the muscle lodged firmly. Shattering the bone. That's good stuff. This is good stuff. No injuries of our dwarves. We are way too well trained for this. Goblin swordsman. Swordmaster slashes the swordsman in the upright teeth. Severe part sails off. Goblin teeth. Stabs the goblin in the right hand, tearing apart the muscle. Oh, there is some bolt flying at us. Deflected by steel breastplate. Copper bolt deflected by steel breastplate. Go get them, boys. Go get them. We no longer... we still have the siege tag. There's another fight between a spearmaster and a goblin. Oh, okay. It was quick. Is that our scholar? Mace dwarf. Attacks, jumps away, misses. Shot is blocked. Shot is blocked. Mace dwarf is cool. Oh, he's entered martial trance. Is that true? This thing, this blue, yeah, in a martial trance. Excellent. It's like super powerful attack boost. Here we have our scholar who and the swordmaster slashes the goblin. Upper leg sails off, lower arm sails off, deflected by pigtail cloak. Swordmaster. Yeah. Everyone wants their part. So, any other invaders? Here we have Swordmaster fighting a troll, no longer. There's another goblin over here, big dog. There's another hammerman. No, not the scholar. This was by far the best. We managed to kill most of them. Don't you think? Ah, some injuries. Who is this? Militia Captain Obok Kubuk. Big dog bites in the right foot, tearing the muscle. Artery opens sensory nerve. Strikes, shakes by the left artery, open many nerves. Tendon torn, ligament torn. Big dog strikes, shot is blocked. Fourth toe strikes, slashes. So he will need a crutch. But still good. He's still good. They are coming to help him. Hopefully. I can lift the tag. He has left. So siege is over. So what do you say? Third question. With all of our knowledge in Dwarf Fortress, which is harder, embarking on an aquifer in a freezing biome or embarking on an aquifer in glaciers biome? And can you survive on them for a long time as you're playing? Well, I have embarked on an aquifer in a freezing biome. This is a freezing biome as far as I remember. The nice thing about my aquifer embark is that I mostly choose them in such a way that I have at least a combined biome embark, so that I have a region of the embark map which has no aquifer, so I quickly dig around it and deal with the aquifer later if there is time and the fort is running. I did a few embarks where I had nothing but aquifer, and I could drill through it, which cost me about 6-7 months of game time. It's possible. I can try it next time when we do a new embark to experience it again, because it poses some challenges, and I didn't really play aquifer embarks where you can't just dig around the aquifer, where you have to deal with it somehow. And on freezing, it's probably easier to get around the aquifer, because you can use the freezing coldness, the freezing temperatures, so that the aquifer water which gets exposed to the outside cold air freezes immediately. So it gives you a solid block of ice, and you can. So if you channel really a wide area, the aquifer starts flooding it. It makes a solid wall of ice. You can narrow the channeling diameter and dig a smaller channel, and you can dig something like a crater through the aquifer. I've never did, and if it freezes, you just have to pray that it doesn't unfreeze, that the temperatures somehow don't rise, the ice melts, and all the aquifer water starts pouring out again. So you'd have to dig through the freezing, dig through the cold ice blocks, get to some stone and wall it off to secure it from freezing. Or actually, I don't know how you do it, whether the aquifer stone doesn't freeze, it only the water which pours out freezes. So, and a good thing to deal with aquifer, as I learned in this embark, is just to smooth the stone. It will no longer leak water, but on a freezing cold embark, you can't even get to the stone because there you have the block of ice. You can smooth the block of ice, but pff, it melts anyway. Or does it? Maybe smoothed block of ice will not melt. I don't know how the game mechanics work. So we established that you can embark on an aquifer in a freezing zone, and you can embark on a glacier biome. Yeah, look at Lanced Brains. We embarked on a haunted glacier with, had it aquifer? No, I don't think it had aquifer. Or did it? Yeah, I think it had a little bit of aquifer too. Freezing. It was freezing, glacier, aquifer, and haunted was Lanced Brains, and we managed to get by. It was the biggest challenge I've played so far. It was very demanding, but it was very fun. You can do that. You can, if you take your time and dig through the dig through the aquifer. Of course, on a freezing biome, you'll probably want to look for shelter because your dwarves can freeze. So let's see what happens to our injured dwarves. They will have to. Somebody must have picked up the job, recover wounded. Or maybe he's already recovered and lying in the hospital. I don't know about it. Not yet. Rest. Mace Dwarf is resting. He's going to rest. Which one is it? So do we have any commands? BCE cancel station order. Oh, here he is, so he will probably he isn't dead, is he? Yeah, this guy. Follow this guy. Militia captain, no job. These mates, those are real squad mates. They see you in the fight, getting hurt, getting your leg ripped apart and torn apart, and they say, "Okay, sorry, mate. I'm just leaving for my break. I'm just leaving for my next training session. We don't recover you. Somebody will grab you." That's so the biggest challenge on an embark in glacier biome, when you say, is harder. Oh, it was because the glacier was haunted. That was the challenge. It was haunted, and it was really scary. From time to time, there was such a cloud of sickness which wallowed over the earth, and whoever got in that cloud turned into murk husk. Like a thrall was. So one of my reindeers, or what it was, some of the livestock turned into a thralled husk and was opposed to life, and it was basically like werebeast, but slightly tougher, I guess. So it could kill anyone. So we had to make sure this doesn't hurt us and that we don't get into these clouds. And so yeah, that was the additional challenge. I don't know whether aquifer in a freezing biome or aquifer in a glacier biome. Glacier biomes are practically always freezing, right? Glaciers are, as far as I remember, are mostly not as rich in metals. So you don't really find any weapon grade metals in glacier biomes. But I may be wrong. so it doesn't make much difference. Glacier is freezing and freezing biome. Glacier has ice. You can really mine ice and use ice as building material. Because it's always freezing, it will practically never melt. That's what Glacier has. And I think we used that marginally, the ice from the glacier to build some structures there, but like tiny walls to wall something off. No big ice halls or anything, castles of ice. Curious, what's the hardest embark ever? Could be somewhere with a necromancer. I think a necromancer is something I did not even dare to think about embarking on. Because necromancer can raise all dead life, and each of the raised body parts is about as tough as a, I don't know, I imagine it's about as tough as an werebeast. A necromancer comes with his like army of one or two zombies, and you chop the hand off a zombie, he raises the hand, has a zombie and a hand, and you chop the, I don't know, foot or finger or anything. He comes next to your livestock refuse stockpile, he raises a dead skin or dead hair, and you have animated hair fighting you. So you have to do some pretty rigorous refuse management and bone management. Basically smash them all with atom smashers and have nothing, absolutely nothing, or have them store away in a refuse building, which you can just lock up, and if the necromancer animates it, okay, it will be animated, but will live inside the building and it will never ever leave the building and threat you. So that's the fun part, of course, is that the necromancer and his army mostly comes before you have prepared such precautions. So I don't know, I have never tried it, but there is actually a let's play written up in the forums currently, where a bunch of guys embarked in such a necromancer region, where they get invaded by necromancer. They have no trade with humans or elves, no sieges by the goblins, but they have attacks from a necromancer tower. I can find, if I find the link, I can find you Hall of Legends, back from the dead. Where did I find it? They had an interesting thing with dealing with the necromancer sieges. They smashed all enemies with bridges. They had like series of atom smashers, and they used them to I don't know where I read it. Necro threat, god of necromancy. No, that's something old. It's like never dying fortress. Outpost. The outpost illustrated. Chronicles of Clam Spears. No. I don't know, man. Something. I can't find it. But I think Necromancer embarks are yet another level of difficulty which I haven't tackled yet. So sorry for drifting off. Fergus is fighting hair. The strength of Mega Beast seems overpowered. I don't know, Fergo. It's my imagination. You know, I realized when I have played the Haunted Glacier Embark that my angst from Haunted Embarks was way overrated, and well, it is challenging, but it's not as challenging. It's not impossible. It's perfectly possible to play if you do your homework and if you know what you're doing and if you know what to expect. And if you think of some good countermeasures. So and probably it's the same with Necromancer Embark. If you know what to expect, if you know what are good countermeasures to it, you can play a Necromancer Embark. I just don't know exactly what to expect in a Necromancer Embark. I don't know exactly what to expect in Haunted Glacier Embarks either, because it was my first one, and probably it was not really representative of all Glacier Embarks, but it was one of them. So the fun and hard part is playing it without knowing what to expect. Then you get surprised and probably you get killed easily. But once you figure it out, once you really start getting the hang out of it and know these sort of embarks, and you find good countermeasures, you can probably play them as just as any other fortress. Imagine the fun I had when I finally sat down for a week and tried to figure out that there's got to be a method how to deal with aquifers, and there is indeed, and I learned it, and it was like it opened a new universe of embarks which I wasn't able to play before. It was so nice, and it's similar with probably with Haunted Embarks. Oh, what happened to his neck? Neck is cut open. Are you serious? How did that happen? Big Dogs bites the Mace Dwarf in the neck, tearing the muscle. Okay, but no major artery. Okay, good. I actually want to see you embarking on an aquifer and near a necro tower. Oh boy. That could be really, really challenging, because well, I don't know. I've barely managed to tackle aquifer embarks, so and maybe haunted embarks, but I didn't see the worst of the haunted embarks yet. I've just seen one, and I've had pretty much enough, and I wanted to play something easier for a change, so I started Heaven's Tongues and Abbeydent and whatever. So I wanted an easier fortress for a change, where I could try like what I'm trying here, building above ground. But maybe later I will try some more challenging things. Last question. The names of dwarves game chooses for you from where it originated. It seems the letters are European. Well, the letters are Latin, with some diacritics on it. It's Dwarf Fortress currently has four dictionaries of languages, or maybe more than four, but the four most famous dictionaries are the Dwarf language, the human language, elf language, and goblin language. Then there are some name, and it's like different random generators. It takes each language has a phoneme system. Like, we can look up what a phoneme is. It's like a letter in a like a sound of the language. It's either a consonant or a vowel, and their words have some structure. So, for example, the Dwarven names, as you can see, it's either at the beginning of a word is at most one consonant or zero consonant. So zero or one consonant, and then you have only one vowel, and then you have again one or two consonants, and this th and sh is actually one phoneme. So it counts as one consonant linguistically. So it's like a consonant vowel. I think it's consonant. You can get consonant vowel consonant. But this consonant has to be has to have a high sonority, so it can be like nasal or liquid, like altar. L and r are liquids in linguistic terms. So that pretty much defines the syllable structure in Dwarven names. And it's other than the structure and phonotactics of human names and of elven names and of goblin names. If I look at goblins, dead goblins, you can see that they allow, or troll names are pretty much goblin vocabulary, I think. Goblin names allow two consonants starting a word, like stozu, and they are often sibilants, like s, z, and hard voiceless plosive, like st. And ng, they have ng as a allowed to start words, like ngomos pun, osnang. These ng is like the flavor. So it's a different flavor. It's a different syllable structure and different flavor of sound in goblin names. And humans have different flavor, and elves and kobolds or whatever there are other regions, races. So, and you can see consonant cluster like ksus, gas. So you have one syllable ending in two consonants and other syllables starting in one. So we get a consonant cluster of 3, which is impossible in Dwarven names. So that gives it the different feel. And then you have besides this phonotactics and phoneme and syllable structure, you have your word lists. There's a word list of I don't know how many hundreds words from different like meaning ranges. Like you have words of joy, words for disgust, words for I don't know, some words of terror, words of joy, and the name building meanings which can be contain, which can make up a name, like in dwarves. Do we see actually the translation, like mirror knights? Okay, so you have something like knight, which is a word of like an honored job, or mirror, like created, crafted items, furniture. So lexemes of furniture or stop channels. So anything dwarves can dig or build or craft are used as name-giving elements. Uttered, so activity, utter something. So say some mirror again, some furniture, uttered mirror, and so there you have name-giving the components of this in dwarf languages. But if you look at the meanings of the name-giving elements in goblin names, they are picked from a different semantic region. So I think they are picked from a region of not crafts and products, but rather from some death and terror. And can we actually see what this means now? But I'm sure if we would look it up, it doesn't mean something like mirror and night. It means something like, I don't know, I make up something like raven death or whatever, you see. So that's I guess not only have they different syllable structure and rules what consonants co-occur, but also they have different pots of meanings which they pick from and build name-giving elements. So that's how I think. That's how I think these languages and these randomized names work in Dwarf Fortress. So now I. So I hope somebody will treat the wounded. Fergus says, I have a feeling you might like the Shan language bit from Friday. The language bit. Yes, from what I heard about it, it was solid linguistic work. I did try to create some artificial languages when I was a linguist, and it was fun, but I saw no point in it. And I attended a talk by the guy who created what are these Star Trek creatures? Klingon. The Klingon language creator was visiting Leipzig, where I studied, and gave a talk on how he created the language and what were the challenges and how was the collaboration with the writers of the series, and what was the challenges in collaboration with the actors who had actually to speak and pronounce this language, and how he coached them to pick a pronunciation, and how it there is this famous sentence that you cannot truly understand Hamlet until you have read it in the Klingon original, supposing Klingon is the original language in which Hamlet was written, and English is the translation of it. And of course, every translation has some downsides, so it's better to read literary masterworks in original. So Hamlet is best to read Klingon, and Hamlet has actually been translated to Klingon, claiming that is the original. And there was this the famous line from Hamlet is "to be or not to be," and somehow there was this mismatch where they had, just to make this joke about Hamlet and to be or not to be, they had to make up some words which would mean to be or not to be. So he quickly made up something, but later realized, this form of the verb I used here doesn't really fit into the actual verb system of the Klingon language as he developed it later, and it was a full-fledged grammar. So the original phrase quoted from Hamlet was incompatible with the grammar, and so how to explain it in the universe of Klingon? And he was talking how he actually made it, how he bent it so that there are, it's actually not the regular form but the irregular forms and language history and so he just barely made the could somehow explain it from the in universe. It was a great talk about Klingon, and we had some real Trekkie fans and Klingon speakers, and it was great talk. Meeting that guy in Leipzig, and attending his talk. And I, from what I saw about the shown language in Star Citizen, it's I think it's approached with even more care than Klingon. So, and the guy who's making it seems like he knows what he's doing, and he's doing properly good work. So, I'm really glad that they spent some money to hire a proper linguist who can do much better than they did in Skyrim with their dragon shout language and whatnot. That's you think that it's the Klingon guy? No, it's definitely not the same. I don't think I saw him talking there. I know how he looks like. Mark Okrand is the Klingon guy, and from what I remember, what he looks like, I think it's completely. Yeah, that's him, all right. Googling his images. I don't think he works on the Star Citizen language. I think it's somebody else. Yeah, and in Sean, they had this discrepancy. Yeah, it's written like a Xi'an, Xi'an. Do you read it Xi'an, Jean? What the many? And he says, okay, guys, there are dialects and whatnot. He has to find an explanation for these variety of pronunciations. Yeah. But the Star Citizen also told the name of the linguist who's making these Star Citizen languages, and I'm fairly sure it's not Mark Okrand, it's somebody else. I don't know whether he did Navi, this Avatar language or not, but there's So, are we doing some diagnostic and healthcare work for our injured fighters? They need diagnosed patient. It's inactive. Nobody has has diagnosed the patients yet. Maybe I should step in and disable activities for the diagnoser. So we have one diagnoser in the fortress who is in a no squad. I'll just quickly disable hauling, disable mining for him, disable glass making for him. temporarily. And he must be the chief medical dwarf, Datan, yeah. So only chief medical dwarf is allowed to make diagnosis. Datan altar. So let's search. Oh, he's sleeping. Of course he is. Well, patients can die. Most important, he gets his sleep. Follow. Oh, he's here. It's this guy, I think. Patients are bleeding in their beds, hospital. Terrible, terrible. Okay. So I think we can do the stockpile moving thing. Move these stockpiles. Also this stockpile. And move it furniture, windows, I want green glass furniture here, and I want doors, boxes, cabinets, doors, boxes, cabinets, tables, thrones. And made of green glass. And I want them about here. Then we need diorite and sandstone. No, we even want sandstone. We don't. Diorite, granite, gabbro is our three most wanted building materials, I think. So diorite is probably the least wanted and least frequent. Diorite. Minantiv says, I wonder if they make any alcohol from berries. In what came? In Dwarf Fortress, you sure do have that. Gabbro. Granite. And Gabbro. Storing item in bin. Oh, look how he got irritated by the sun. How he walks slower. Drink. Hello, Mr. Chief Medical Dwarf. You must diagnose patients. Seriously, guys. Diagnose patient inactive. Going to get his favorite mug. Going to seek out his favorite drink. Hello, we need a diagnosis. I must store mugs with the drinks. It's impossible. This is taking way too long. Store item. Oh, goodness. Store item in bin. Human caravan has arrived. Yeah. Thank you very much. Very much. I will move goods. Basically just food, right? Diagnose patient. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. You saved the dwarf's life, you know. I can enable your activities again. Go to unit, follow unit, diagnose patient. And clean patient. Okay. Use soap. He's using soap. Picking up equipment. What? Why? Diagnose patient. Yes, that's good. Diagnose this guy. Okay, now we can look at a health report. So, militia commander, what does he need? Is still diagnose request. Setting. Bone setting needs to be done. Crutch required. What does dressing required? Suturing required. What's the difference between suture and surgery? Suture is like just close a wound, right? If you have a slash wound, if your skin is cut open, you can suture it and basically like sew it together. And surgery is probably what? Like amputating limbs? Or what is a surgery? Inoperable rot. No, we don't have that. Setting, bone setting, that's clear what it means. If you have broken bone, you set it and you cast it or immobilize it so that it can. So this guy needs bone setting. After bone setting, he will probably need some immobilization. He don't need traction. Minantif says, can I ask you guys, did Banor Benelas die from physical causes like his other Skyrim characters? I don't know. The let's play just stopped, right? Or did he die? I don't think he died. I just stopped playing him. I don't know. Spoiler alert. I don't get the spoiler alert. I don't know what you're talking about, which DLC you're referring to. Whatever. So he's got some blood loss, but not severe blood loss. Okay, and he currently cannot stand impaired. Motor nerve is severed, sensory nerve severed, tendon and ligament torn and needs setting, and broken tissue and light damage. Okay, I think he'll get good, and he'll get good at fights again. He will be able to fight. What about the other guy? This guy is just tired. Stray dog. Stand impaired. Yeah, that's fine. Dizzy. Thirsty. Tired. This guy, Reg, needs cleaning, needs suturing, needs dressing, and partially broken tissue. Yeah, so these guys are fine. I think they will be okay. Oh, he needs a bucket from the farmer's workshop to clean the patient. I see. He runs to the well, cleans the patient, picks up another equipment. What? I need a stockpile of buckets in the hospital. What other equipment does he pick up? Look how he is clad. I mean, what he wears. He wears a granite bracelet, a sparrow bracelet, slate crown, granite ring, amulet, 4 earrings, camel bone amulet, ring on a thumb, sheep hoof amulet, humped camel amulet, pig hoof crown. He's got 2 crowns alone on his head alone. He's got a slate crown and a pig hoof crown masterwork on his head. What? one he has probably below his cap and the other has on top of his cap. He's got another ring on another thumb right hand, thumb left hand. Damn. Minantif says, hi, I haven't finished it either, thinking he would die an untimely death. But as for his LA Noir Let's Play, he played DLC cases like the console's car. Oh, I don't know. Did I play LA with DLC? Yeah, we must dump this. All these body parts, corpses, yeah. We need to get hold. We also said that we can fill the magma trap. Now, Reefer Madness, I don't know, Reefer Madness, what is it? I remember also we had some of the rooms not assigned as rooms. Yeah, these. Yeah, he's getting his crutch and he can leave the bed. So patients are out of the hospital again. I should make a stockpile of buckets here. And I remember making tons and tons of bins. And charcoal. Make some more beds as well. We can weave yarn, we can weave silk. Engineer is visiting, an engineering scholar. Basically now we have to wait until the hauling jobs are slightly settled. We have tons of hauling jobs. We wait until our trader picks up the job to trade. Fergus says, I love the different shades of green in this dwarf fortress, be it vomit or green glass. Yeah. 50 Shades of Green in this fortress. Ferko says, in my last fortress, I was building an outdoor area covered in glass. And Bustback Bubastic says hello. So what? Outdoor area covered in glass. What was it for? Was it like a greenhouse or? Trader Depot is still not active. I need somebody to go and trade. What is our trader actually doing? Mr. Broker. Who is our broker anyway? Dukim Rigot. Ah, he's leading shield demonstration. I see. He's teaching the guys how to fight. Fergus is sort of like a greenhouse, but a glass cover to prevent enemies from getting in, while at the same time letting crops grow and dwarves be outside. Trading at depot still inactive. I guess I'll enable anyone be able to trade. If he doesn't get there by 1st of May, this date. Okay, 1st of May. Buba says, I found your channel 1 week ago and I watched all your Minecraft videos. I'm very interested in aesthetic and I find it is a great game, but Dwarf Fortress seems too. What should I play? Whatever you like. Whatever is more fun for you. Bubastic says, I played Dwarf Fortress for 2 days, but it's very difficult. Yes, it is. I stopped playing Minecraft because all the new content brought to the game was about action and killing new beasts and new mobs, rather than bringing in some new building blocks. I would like to have in Minecraft, for example, a cylindrical block or a triangular block where you have like a ramp kind of block, smooth ramp, or like a half block, vertical half block, or some arc building blocks would be nice. I mean, I know that the rounded shape is not really Minecrafty. It's all cubes, but at least the ramp block they could have. And they never bring in. They always have new mobs. And from the architecture point of view, I've tried pretty much everything I could, and it's all the same. So to be playing it further, I'd need some new building blocks in Minecraft. So I just stopped playing it because I couldn't get no new ideas with the old blocks there. And in Dwarf Fortress, you don't have too many options either. Your building blocks is basically cubes and ramps, and that's all you have. But you have nice furniture. And I'm building now houses. I don't know whether you have seen yesterday's video about Dwarf Fortress, where I've shown a presentation of this in a StoneSense viewer, where you have an isometric viewer of this, where the game crashed, and we are now replaying it for the third time again, where you can take a look at what you've built. So these structures are nice, but I do not play Dwarf Fortress for the sake of building architecturally or aesthetic things. I play Dwarf Fortress because it's so fun, no matter whether you build nice buildings or whether you dig nice mountain halls or do whatever. Dwarf Fortress is fun because of the richness of events and their interconnection to the world's history. That's where I have the most fun in Dwarf Fortress. And you say, don't you own The Sims? That is the ultimate architecture game. Sims architecture game? I don't know. Because as I backed this Blockscape years ago by solo Swedish dev. It has more blocks and shapes than Minecraft. And is it fun to play? Trading at depot is still not active. Nobody has picked up the job to trade at the depot. Yeah. I think for me personally, Dwarf Fortress is by far the most exciting game out there. I can't think of anything being more fun to me. Of course, after a couple of weeks of playing this, I get not really sick of it, but I say, okay, well, it's time to take a break and play something different for a while. But I'm truly impressed how well this game is done. Yeah, I guess we will just allow anyone. But they didn't say they would depart. They would depart yet. Locum Usolar taken by mood. He's got an idea. Lie maker. I must have rock, you have rough gems, you hopefully have logs, you have metal bars, you have logs, you have plant cloth. I hope we have yarn cloth, hope we have tanned hides, rock, rough gems. Yeah, I think you will find everything. If not, we'll check up on him later. Oh, masterpiece steel armor is being crafted here. Look at this, steel greaves. Copper bin, however, not yet. This guy is learning to craft armor, copper armor. We'll have to melt like 90% of it but still good. Let me check the stocks here. Armor. It's bad to check for stocks because it now shows the items which the escort of the traders have and everything which is in the traders depot. We don't really want to melt that, or anyone may trade. Iron musical instrument for 5,000. Can have some fish. These mussels we are buying are prepared mussels, right? So even if we buy them and eat them, they will not leave shells behind. I think they won't. What sort of metal bars did he get? Platinum, haha. It will be an expensive item. Could be a piece of furniture we could place in our royal chambers. So somebody making the copper bins yet? This somehow weirdly profiled. I think it is. Only legendary. I don't think I have a legendary metalsmith. I have only a grandmaster weaponsmith. That's why nobody was active in this workshop. You know, I use the, since we have a manager, we can define a workshop profile, and we can set, oh, it's my picture is probably obscuring it. We can set this minimum allowed level of crafts dwarfs who can work in this workshop, and the maximum allowed level. So if I say, okay, you dabbling guys, you novices in metal smithing, you are not allowed to use this workshop. Only master level of skill and higher is allowed to work in this workshop. And he is beginning a mysterious construction using sheep leather, sheep wool cloth masterpiece, pigtail, fine quality or exceptional quality, some logs, some platinum, and rough peridots and gabbro. And when the caravan leaves, we will designate some more items for melting. Oh, and I forgot about our lava magma trap. I think it's still filling. We should close it. From time and time there are some nasty mega beasts crawling around the cavern. Some forgotten beasts which we wouldn't want to get into our magma tank. You've got 5 guests. Camera obscura, haha. The dark chamber. New approach. Concerns the government. Its forms and recommendations. Writing is vicious. It can as vicious as can be, and is hopelessly meanders. The warded lock. The elemental materials. Yeah, that's our Dwarven Mendeleev. Yet another scholar? No, still 5 scholars. Gabror armor stand. Oh, that's good. 81,000. Studded with platinum and decorated with saguaro ribwood, sheep wool and sheep leather. This object is adorned with hanging rings of bayberry wood and menaces with spikes of pigtail. On the item is an image of oval cut gems in gabbro. The Secret of Defense. Ah, that's good. That's a good name for an armor stand. The caravan has left, right? There are no more merchants here. Oh, there are still some merchants. Probably on their way out. Dragging their yaks, their pack animals. I see we have now some cages with animals we can pasture. Oh, finally making some copper bins. Takes 3 copper bars for each bin. I wish you could make bins out of glass, but that's probably too much to ask. It would be slightly unrealistic. So the merchants have left our map. No human lasher. Okay, no, they still are leaving. They're staying here. Interesting. We need to slaughter some black bears. They are starting to get crowded. It's starting to get crowded there. Animals, black bear. We could probably slaughter all the adults and still have we should also make some quick climb. And we have some migrants. Wow, this is good. So let me take note of it. Migrants are an important event. I need to decide which squad they will join. I think we'll have we need to fill the mechanical moths, which are mace squads, and puzzles of paint, which are mace squads. So we need 5 plus 3 is 8 mace dwarfs. Eight mace dwarfs, and we will need a new axe squad. So let's see. This guy is a fighter armor user. Yeah, he will fill up the maces. Yeah, maces. Trader Mark's Dwarf. Meh. I'd have to start a new Mark's squad. Nah. Mace. Crutch walker. Does he have any missing limbs or something? Why is he a crutch walker? He's perfectly good. He just learned how to walk with a crutch. Okay. a tiny little migrant wave, only 6 guys. Probably didn't impress our traders last time. Stocks. So let's designate things to melt. I think I'll melt all instrument pieces. Silver book binding. We only keep masterwork book bindings. So we did a lot. A lot of designations, a lot of fights, a lot of trading. I'll still need to assign these guys to the military, so mace guys, Ushat, Athel, Kubuk, Kib, Muthkat Nebin, Tosit Gaten, and Ast. Finally, these stone blocks are being stored in bins, so it frees up much more stockpile space. So hauling jobs are generating over and over again. Yeah, it's the secondary wave of hunting. Trader is hunting, hey. Forgotten beast Ulash has come, a huge blob composed of water. It has wings and it appears to be emaciated. Beware its deadly spittle. A blob of water, wow, that's... Oh, it flies, damn. Flying blob of water. Hopefully we have closed the fortress. This is closed. But it looks like it's got a plan. He's headed for some very specific place. Flying over the magma pit. Oh, of course it has a plan. Damn, you bet it has a plan. You know what plan it has? I think it's this plan, but this is actually off limits. This is not connected to the cavern. How could it be connected? Keep cool and do nothing. Should I save it? I should save it. Just in case we have missed something. And it's about time we save this, because we have played this part for the 3rd time now. We have once we have messed up, and another time we have crashed. Oh, there's a reindeer or something. What is this? Probably not a reindeer. Reindeer is not your typical cave animal. It's a giant rat. Chasing the giant rat. Forgotten Beast strikes the giant rat in the front leg. Pushes the giant rat in the upper body, and the injured part explodes into gore. Not bad. Propelled. Yeah, okay. The beast is fine. I'm just letting time pass to let's sort things out. The dwarves need some holding time to get these stockpiles moved. I wonder whether I have any Goblets stored here, furniture. Goblets be stored here. Goblets be stored here. Potash maker. How come he... How come did he fall? I know. Probably lost him. He probably lost the potash maker. Potash maker. So what's up with him? He needs some cleaning, he needs some bone setting, suturing, dressing and immobilization. Grasp impair needs setting, broken tissue, light damage. Okay. How long until next siege, I wonder, says Ferko. I think it could be as early as autumn. I think there is a certain percentage of siege being cast upon you every season. But it looks like the summer is the season to be aware of in this on this embark. I'm thinking whether we shouldn't open ourselves to the second cavern, because, for example, this watery thing we could perfectly easily destroy with our magma. This water beast, this water blob. We could easily do that just by manually opening the bridges. This forgotten beast is probably a trap avoider. Or it's flying, so it doesn't really step on the pressure plate. Pff, doesn't care about pressure plates. But we could pour some magma on it. We could trap it and pour some magma on it. Of course, if it's flying, then it will not take long for the flying beast to go through this. Remember, it took long the goblins because they were going up and down between north and south stair. The flying beast could just fly up the ramp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the flying beast. It's like 10 tiles. It could be dangerous, right? I better not try it on this particular beast. But in principle, we could use the magma trap to get rid of some forgotten beasts. Don't these guys ever dump dead bodies? And corpses? Maybe I should say that this refuse accepts, well, it accepts corpses, so what's the problem? It accepts corpses and body parts. Why is nobody holding them inside? I don't know. Lentils. Yeah, I'm about to cook some lentils today and some curry. I should get going. Yep. All right, let's save it here, and I'll have to cook something. That I have some food storages, food stored for the next days. I'll see you guys probably this evening again. Have a good time until then.